Hello, welcome to Pound for Pound, the #1 boxing podcast, sponsored by Premier Punt.
Hey,
With me, Jake Wood, and him.
Mr. Spencer Oliver.
How are you, bro?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Did you notice the difference in the intro there?
I did, mate. Premier Punt.
Premier Punt.
That's our new sponsor.
Yeah.
Proud to be teaming up with Premier Punt. Barry the Bookie's going to be coming on later.
Premier Punt. You
Yeah.
don't want to say that too quickly, do you? It was hard to say too quickly, isn't it?
Well, you got to be careful how it comes out, haven't you?
Premier Punt.
Premier Punt. Try and say it 10 times in a row.
Go on.
No, you got to be careful.
Yeah, you got to be careful, especially after
Yeah.
a drink.
Absolutely.
Hey?
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 So we got Barry the Bookie on.
Yeah, Barry the Bookie's our new man in the know. He's the governor of Premier Punt.
Barry the Bookie.
And he's going to be giving us all our specials. He's a big character, funny guy. And looking forward to working with him.
Listen, it's worth listening to Barry the Bookie coming up because he's got a great deal.
He's got a brilliant
It's a mad deal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Listen, you've got to be quick as well.
And
quick,
it's
quick off the draw.
And it's going to be beneficial to you lot. So make sure that you
Well,
listen to it.
It's free money, basically.
It's basically free money.
It's free money.
Barry the Bookie's giving you free money.
He's giving away free money. Now, I don't know how long he's giving away free money for.
but he's giving it away.
So get ready.
Get ready. And then, let Barry the Bookie tell us all about it.
Yeah, we'll get to Barry very soon. I don't think he's going to be with us every week, but I think he's going to obviously just introduce the new partnership, Premier Punt. But yeah, so he'll come on when we've got sort of big fights coming up, big specials and all that. And they've got loads of ideas, so happy days.
Yeah, they have. We're going to have a little bit of fun along the way, and he's, like I said, he's a big character, so it's going to be worth listening to. We're going to have a little bit of fun.
Happy days. Listen, we have to start this podcast with sad news, Spencer. Dwight Ritchie, 27 years old, sadly passed away after a spar with Michael Zarafa, who's the old ex-opponent of Kell Brook. Zarafa was preparing for his fight against Jeff Horn. Dwight Ritchie was due to fight Tommy Brown on December the 6th. Collapsed in the ring after a spar and never regained consciousness. Tragic.
Yeah, another devastating blow for the boxing world, and we seem to have lost too many fighters this year. We really have, and it's just another devastating blow. I don't know really what you can say about it. It just seems to be happening too frequently, and it was just a freak accident that happened to Dwight Ritchie, and my thoughts and prayers are obviously go out to his family, and just devastating news.
Yeah, his promoter Jake Ellis, was the first to break the news, and he wrote, "It's with great sadness and shock to announce that the fighting cowboy Dwight Ritchie sadly passed away today doing what he loved. As Dwight's promoter and friend, it's unbearable to accept the tragic news that's just surfaced. Dwight will always be remembered by the boxing fraternity as one of the brightest talents in Australia, whose fighting style embodied exactly how he lived." 27 years old. As you mentioned, Spencer, it's been an awful year for the sport, isn't it? 4 boxers, I think, have lost their life this year. Maxim Dadashev, Hugo Santilin, Boris Stanchov, and Patrick Day, who is also just 27 years old. Lou DiBella, did you hear that? I think Lou DiBella looked after Patrick Day, didn't he? And he is questioned, isn't he, how necessary sparring is. I don't know if you saw this. He said that we must stop complaining if a fight is stopped by a doctor, referee, or a corner. But then there's sparring. Do they have to spar? Asked DiBella. There's no other sport where practicing for that sport is as dangerous as it is for the real thing. I'm not sure whether guys constantly being in the gym and sparring regularly, how much are they leaving in practice? I'm not so sure whether guys constantly being in the gym, sparring can be just as dangerous as the fight. There's certainly an issue that has to be looked into. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, well, listen, I think that sparring should be done only when necessary. I think that, sparring, you need to spar to prepare for a fight because, there's fitness and there's fighting fitness. Without the sparring, you will not get fight fit. That's a fact.
Do you think that they could spar without doing full contact? Do you think there's more? No, do you think they can make it safer at all?
No, I think the body needs to get conditioned to that. Because I don't think that there's no other sport in the world where if you don't put that preparation in, then it's not going to work on fight night. You're not going to be conditioned to do it. So sparring is necessary. I think that, some fighters may spar too much. I think when, sparring when not necessary is not needed. I'm definitely a fan of that. I think you should only spar when you're preparing for a fight. Some fighters spar when they're not preparing for fights. They spar anyway. I'm not a big fan of that. But I think that, this is just a freak accident that's happened, and this is another devastating loss Dwight Ritchie. It really is. But sparring is necessary. Unfortunately, it has to be done. Otherwise, you're not going to be fight fit. It's I just think this is a freak accident, and it's just another devastating loss. But as far as Lou DeBella was asking about the sparring, is it necessary? Then I've got to answer yes, it is. You have to do it.
I suppose. Yeah, he was looking after Patrick Day, so in that sense, it's it's going to be. He's very close to Patrick, and obviously it's a subject that's going to be very close to his heart at the moment, isn't it? In that sense, so. Difficult, isn't it? Yeah,
it's difficult. It really is difficult, because how do you defend the sport, when these tragedies happen?
It has been an unusual year, Spencer.
It's been
4 boxers have died. Well, it makes 5 now with Dwight Ritchie. It's a lot. It's too many.
I've never known this many, Jake. I really haven't, and it has been a really, really sad year for the sport. It's been, puts it into a dark light. I don't know how you can't defend the sport, when we're getting these losses. But I think, on the flip side, as many, boxing also saves many lives. It does. You know the stories. You know where these kids come from. You know what boxing does. You know how it turns lives around. So, but I'm not trying to defend that. I'm not, but it's just a difficult situation, and it's it's a sad time.
Rest in peace, Dwight Ritchie. Now, we had a break last week, didn't we? We celebrated the 100th episode. I went away to New York, which was good.
Yeah. How was that?
Halloween in New York.
Was it good?
Yeah, it's fucking mad.
They celebrate it big out there?
Massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a big, what's it called? Goes around. You know what I mean?
Give us a clue.
It's called, what is it? Fucking, like a festival, like a... Parade.
Parade.
That's the big parade. For. Yeah.
All right.
Fucking hell.
I know it's getting on in here, but come on, mate.
No, they do a Halloween parade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it good though?
Oh, it's fucking awesome.
Really?
Yeah, really good. Really
good.
So there was that, and for that reason, we had a week off.
Yeah.
It's the first week off we've had in 100 weeks.
I think it was a deserved week. I think we worked so hard to get that 100th week, and let me tell you, people who don't know, we fucking done everything we could every week on the nose. Whether you was going away for 2 weeks, whether I was going away, we got those eps out.
Oh no,
we needed the break.
We've done a fucking 100 weeks without fail.
Yeah.
Some weeks we've done like two eps.
Yeah, we have.
Come on,
so we had our 100th ep, and we done that, and that went out on YouTube.
Go on.
If anyone's not seen that, you can go on YouTube, have a look at our pound for pound 100th ep. We had Johnny Nelson in, we had Farmer Fell in, we had Rob Moore in, myself, you.
It was a great night.
It was a great night.
Yeah.
It was done really well, and you'll love that ep. If you've not seen that, get on YouTube and have a look at it.
Yeah, but people were complaining.
Yeah, I know. They're fucking ruthless, isn't they? They're ruthless.
No, but I suppose we've always prided ourselves that we are there every week.
Yeah.
People know Wednesday, 7 o'clock, bang, set your fucking alarm, pound for pound's going to land.
Yeah. But I've got to tell you, for people
people fucking do rely on us.
Yeah, but we have
I love that though.
Yeah, but they're like heartless, and we have a week off. We have a week off, and then we, getting bombarded with, whoa, you've ruined my day, where are you?
Yeah.
I've got to tell you, I've sat in this box with Mr. Jake Wood when he has been seriously ill. I mean, seriously ill. And I put my neck on the line, coming in here, sitting in here with you, risking my health.
Oh, we both have.
No.
Listen, we started at the beginning of last year. What we're now, fucking November.
Yeah.
That's like a good 2 years every week, isn't it?
Every week.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, I mean, we come in here, you were on holiday for 2 weeks, and when you come back, you found your cat still in the box. You left the cat in the box once, didn't you?
No, not for 2 weeks.
Well, a week then.
No, it wasn't a week. No, it was about a day and a half.
Was this not?
Yeah, no, it wasn't 2 weeks. Get fucking letters. No, 2 weeks. It's not 2 weeks.
All right, 2 days.
It was about, it might have been about 2 days. Yeah, I couldn't find the cat, and I heard that. Where the fuck is that coming from? And and eventually I looked in the box, and he's fucked it though. You see we've got this sponge stuff up the sides, like literally to the roof. It's claw marks. She must have been desperate to get out. Yeah. I mean that's how I feel most weeks with you. To be fair. So,
I mean, we've had, we
they say pets take after their owners, don't they?
They do, yeah.
So there you go. Funny.
But
has he been well? You've got good news. You're going to Saudi Arabia.
I'm going to Saudi, I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be an amazing experience.
You going for the fight or just for all of that?
No, I'm going for the fight.
You going for the fight?
Yeah,
I just wanted to check.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Not taking the family over there or anything.
I don't know. It's for a long weekend.
Yeah. No, I'm going for the fight, mate. I'm really excited about it as well. I was pushing for it, and I'm going out there with
Oh, congratulations, mate. Yeah,
and, loving
great,
that.
Isn't it?
Loving that, mate. Yeah, it's just, listen, there's no fight I've ever wanted to be at more than Joshua Ruiz. One, because of the personal thing that I've got with Anthony Joshua, you know, the personal history that we've got with him, with my family, and just knowing him for so long. And I just want to see him create history and go out there and regain the world heavyweight title. And when I found out I was out in Saudi, I just thought, you know what an experience would that be? Please give me the job. Please get the job. Please get the job. And yeah, bang, I got it. So thank God for that.
But no drinking.
No alcohol, man. Yeah. It's a good time to dry out as well.
You're going to look so ill on screen.
Sweating. Got loads of jumpers on.
Willie.
Yeah, Willie.
You're like sweating.
Do you know what I mean?
So
Yeah,
cold
so
in here.
cold,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's cold, yeah.
Spencer's 90 degrees out. I'm so cold.
I'm so cold. Gonna have a drink, yeah. Have to take some cough medicine with you. Or
Bit night nurse.
yeah, knocking back the old night nurse. Yeah, boy.
Oh,
yeah, just
brilliant.
doing night nurse shots.
You know what I mean?
Some cowpole.
Standing at a bar drinking night nurse.
Oh, brilliant. Listen, I had some great news when I got back from New York. Basically, well, when I was out there, I got an email, right? Now, this is a world exclusive.
Yeah.
To do the audiobook for Tyson Fury's autobiography. Now,
Brilliant.
how cool is that?
That, I mean, like...
That's
when
a dream come true.
Listen,
for
when
me,
you
innit?
told me that, you know, with what we do, and you being such a big boxing fan anyway,
Yeah.
and loving Tyson Fury the way that you do, he's your favourite fighter, and then you get that call or that email, mate, that must have blown you
And then
away.
Tyson tweets out, and he goes on the Instagram. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
Because he recorded a clip of him reading the intro to the book.
Yeah.
Right. And then he put out a lovely thing. My mate Jake is reading the rest of it.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. So what we've got actually, Spencer, is a world exclusive. We have the clip of Tyson Fury reading some of the intro to his own book.
Oh,
So should we play that?
Yeah, come on, let's do
Let's
it.
see what he's got
When I
to say.
first started writing this book, I weighed 28 stone, was drinking heavily, hated boxing, and was battling a deep depression. I had no interest in returning to boxing. At this point, all I could feel in my life was pain. The belts, the acclaim of becoming heavyweight champion of the world, the fulfillment of a lifelong dream in 2015 had only left a hollow feeling inside that wouldn't leave me. It had meant absolutely nothing. 2 years later, I have been recognised by the prestigious American boxing magazine, The Ring, as the top heavyweight in the division. I'm fitter than I've ever been and happier than I've ever been before, with a real purpose to living. Even though I am constantly reminded that my underlying issues with mental health will never go away.
Now, how fucking cool is that?
Yeah, it's
now, that's a
powerful.
world exclusive. Now, that book is not out until the 14th of November, but no one has heard any clip of it. No one's heard Tyson reading it. That's a world exclusive.
Wow, and you know what? I love that. Powerful.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, brilliant.
Now, do you want to hear me reading it? Now, as we talked about on 100th,
Yeah.
obviously I'm not from Manchester. They asked me to read it in quite a good voice. And that.
Yeah.
So
Like
it's
a
gonna be
clean voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really different from Tyson.
Well, to get a Tyson voice is like, it's just a one-off. It's a one-off.
You can't do an impression.
And if you try,
can you?
if you try and mimic that, it sounds stupid.
Well, here's what we did.
Chapter 7. Finding Klitschko. Boxing is a business in which you can be cruising along towards your destination and then, in an instant, find yourself stuck in a cul-de-sac. That was how I felt after both the proposed fights with David Haye had fallen through. In fact, it was much, much worse than that. I had been a mandatory challenger for the IBF heavyweight title, which Vladimir Klitschko held at the time. But because I walked away from that final eliminator against Kubrat Pulev so I could face Haye, it now felt like I was in a boxing no man's land. It was such a frustrating place to be, knowing that I deserved a shot at the heavyweight title, and yet it was out of my reach. When you've dreamed about something your whole life and feel that your time has rightfully come, but for reasons outside of your control that opportunity is denied, It's a traumatizing place to be. In other sports like tennis or golf, if you played well and earned your right to be in the final, or to be in the last two going down the final 9 holes at the Masters or the Open, then you were given that opportunity to show your talent and grab your chance of glory, of securing your place in history. But boxing doesn't work that way. And at that moment, I just felt an overwhelming sense of dread that no matter how well I boxed, no matter how much talent I had, I was not going to be given my shot at the title.
How's that?
Yeah, brilliant, man.
That's
Brilliant.
soporific, isn't it?
Well, it's just,
Sort
yeah.
of puts you to sleep, doesn't it?
Well, that's... What?
But
Hello?
it's different from Tyson, isn't it?
No,
Look, it's Tyson. Look.
When I first started writing this book,
Here's me.
Chapter 7.
Here we
when
go.
I first started writing this book,
Chapter 7. Finding Klitschko.
when I first started writing,
I mean, they're quite different, aren't they? Different voices. But listen, they asked me to read it. I think that's like an audio book sort of thing, isn't it?
Of course, it's like soothing, man. You sit back.
yeah,
but when people
man,
listen to
kick
audio
back.
books, they kick back on their bed, they're lying there, and they
Beautiful,
just want a
innit?
bit of them time. That's good, man.
Yeah, in your car or whatever.
Yeah.
Listen, that was the ideal job for me. I basically got paid to read the book.
That's brilliant.
It's great, isn't it?
That's honestly, it really is. I think it's an honour for Tyson or his team to have even approached you to do that.
Yeah,
And,
it's beautiful.
Yeah, brilliant.
Listen, and in addition,
Yep.
Tyson agreed to come on the show tonight.
Yeah, and I think that's superb as well. It's just fitted in so well. It's going to be great to catch up with Tyson, see where he's at right now, see what he's doing, see how the cut's healing.
He's so busy. I think one of the obviously, yeah, I phoned him in the week, and one of the things about him, he's just so busy at the moment. He's promoting a book. I think he's got a single coming out with Robbie Williams. He's got an ITV documentary. He's obviously been doing the WWE, the MMA. I mean, fucking hell, he's busy, isn't he? Busy guy.
He is doing everything. Like, listen, the marketing, he's a marketing genius at the moment. He's doing everything he can. He's dipping his toe into so many different things. I mean, when you told me about the Christmas single he's doing with Robbie Williams, I mean, that's
Great,
taking
isn't
it to another level.
Listen, that's got to be number one.
I can't wait.
Listen,
I really can't wait.
Listen, I bet that's a good bet. Bet on the Tyson book being number one at Christmas, and for him to have the number one single. What's the odds on that?
That's got to be big odds. I'm going to go and do that.
That'd be massive odds.
I'm going to be doing that on my new Premier Pump bet.
Listen, it's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
And let me tell you as well, to anyone listening, the book is a great book. I mean, sort of it goes through his whole life, all the troubles he's had.
Does he let it all out?
Yeah,
Is it
everything.
like a very honest book?
Absolutely. No less than you'd expect from Tyson.
Right.
Yes, it lays it all out, and it's just, it's a beautiful read. And I think in terms of anyone who's going through something similar with sort of the mental health stuff, I think it would be inspirational. I think, if you look at him and what he's achieved and what he's come through, and the way that he talks about it and the way he's open and honest about it, especially in the book, and he goes into real detail into it, I think anyone reading that will give them, if they're going through mental health struggles, they will give them real hope and sort of inspiration.
Brilliant.
Definitely. Absolutely,
Yeah.
definitely.
He's a very inspirational man. Listen, the guy's been to the darkest place you could go to, and he's turned it around, and he's in an unbelievable place in his life right now. I mean, credit where credit's due. You've got to respect the man for that.
Yeah, so keep listening. We'll have Tyson on very soon. Before that, Spencer, we should talk about the World Boxing Super Series bantamweight final out in Japan.
Incredible.
Nonita Donaire versus Naoya
Inoue.
That's it.
Naoya Inoue.
I'm in bits tonight. I can't fucking say anything.
You've been all over the place, mate.
I'm boiling in it.
Sweating up, bro.
Now, a lot of people thought Inoue would blow Donaire away.
Yes.
I wasn't sure how it would go, to be fair. I didn't know what Nonita Donaire would have left in the tank, age 36. But fucking hell, fight of the year for me so far.
I've got to tell you, mate, I thought Inoue, because Inoue is, for me, in the top 3 or 4 pound-for-pound fighters in the world at the moment, 19-0, 16 KOs, and I thought he was going to blow Nonito Donaire away, even though Donaire's a former 4-weight world champion, incredible fighter. I thought at 36, Inoue's going to be too slick, too fast, and he's going to blow him away. How wrong was I? What a fight. Candidate for fight of the year, must be fight of the year.
Without a doubt.
I mean, look, in the World Boxing Super Series, just a couple of weeks before that, the super lightweights, Josh Kelly versus Regis Prograis, put on an unbelievable fight. I thought, surely you're not going to get better than that.
Great fight as well, but I think this surpassed it.
Well, I think it's on par. It's on par.
who fucking put it all out there, didn't they?
They put it on the line.
You know, some of those rounds were unbelievable.
They put it on the line, mate, and it was incredible. Now, Donaire had his moments, and he had Inouye. He answered a few questions that we needed answering from Inouye, and he put it on Inouye a few times, caught him. Inouye come back, he picked up a bad cut, come back really well, and in the last couple of rounds, and I've got to say this, Donaire, how he survived the last couple of rounds, he really stuck it out and dug deep, and he pulled himself through. Credit to what an unbelievable fighter he has been over the years, and he really is a great ambassador for the sport and an icon, really, Donaire. He really is. But Inouye, for me, just unbelievable superstar.
And I think for me as well, one of the most sort of inspirational, beautiful things about that fight was the reaction of the fighters afterwards. And then did you see Nonito Donaire, the tweets that he sent out the next day? Now, I think what he'd done was, because he'd promised his two young children that he was going to bring home the trophy, but obviously he lost. The Muhammad Ali trophy, obviously lost. He went to Inouye, didn't he, and asked him if he would give him the trophy for the night so that when his children woke up, the trophy could be there. Inouye, to his credit, agreed.
Yeah. What two
amazing story, man.
They're just unbelievable characters of the sport. This is what the sport is all about, right? The gladiators, what they put themselves through, the fight was incredible. They, inflicted so much pain on each other, and at the end of it, the respect they both got for each other was phenomenal. And that's what I love about the sport. This is the best side of the sport. And for Inouye to give Donaire the trophy for the evening, so that his kids could see it, to me was the final touch.
It's such a beautiful thing, isn't it? Now, Nonito Donaire tweeted the next day. He tweeted a picture of him and his two kids, and his kids are upset, obviously, because he's lost the fight. But he put, first of all, I want to thank God for keeping me safe in that ring. My guardian angels for holding that shield up, that armour as strong as they could. Lastly, to my family, my heart. I am a warrior on my shield. I came to Japan to take the Muhammad Ali trophy. I promised my sons they would see it in the morning. And with tears in my eyes, I humbly asked Inouye to borrow it for a night, not for me, but for my word. They'll see a trophy we don't get to take home and understand what it means to want to train harder. And I told about the battle I fought, that I'd rather put my life on that shield than give up, and that we will always fight. It will be a life lesson my boys will soon learn, that you do your best and you come short, you will win, you will lose, but in either aspect you will do so graciously. It will pain them to see my face, they'll kiss my wounds. I'm going to take time with my friends and family that have travelled to support me for the coming weeks. I thank you for the outpour of love and support. I mean, fucking hell, on both of their sides, from Donaire to be humble enough to ask Inouye for the trophy, and for Inouye to be gracious enough to give the trophy because he understands what it means to him and his kids. I don't know if Inouye's a father or not. I don't think so. But just for him to have an understanding of what his kids...
It's incredible. Of
what he promised his kids.
Yeah.
That for me is a fucking beautiful story.
Mark of a beautiful man, a great champion. And Donaire, both of them, mate. I just can't tell you how nice these guys are, and this, to me, is what the sport is all about. And I get the whole trash talking thing, and I get the whole, dislike of each other and all that, but that shows you that boxing's the ultimate gladiatorial sport, that you go in there, you've got to put it all on the line. They both put it all on the line. One of the best fights I've seen in recent times. It really was an incredible fight. And at the end of it, the respect they've got for each other, the respect they've earned for each other through going through what they went through is great. And that's what the sport of boxing is all about.
I mean, Kelly Sauerland, in terms of the World Boxing Super Series, he's got to be fucking over the moon in terms of the fights that they're producing. And you go back a year, he couldn't have wished for anything more, perfect, has he, than the last couple of fights they've had.
No.
We're very pleased to announce as well, Callie will be our guest in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
Great time to get him because he's obviously on a real high with the World Boxing Super Series. It just keeps delivering, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think now they've linked up with Sky.
Yeah.
It just seems like the perfect partnership, doesn't it?
It's perfect partnership because obviously Sky can make this happen, gives it good coverage, gives it good exposure, and we're getting unbelievable fights. It's a dream team, mate, and I'm glad to be a part of it. And like I said, that whole Prograis and Josh Taylor as well, just a couple of weeks earlier, the ultimate respect these guys had for each other. You saw the photos that they were having in the hotel together afterwards, and they both, just both pull it all on the line again. And this is what this competition is bringing to us, these great fights and these guys with the ultimate respect for each other after it all. It's brilliant, he can't beat it. You get all the champions in this division, and you get one come out. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
really
and
good.
I think it's a mark of a true champion, isn't it? You know, win or lose, you have absolute respect for your opponent.
Sure.
And you lose, with respect and graciously as you can, isn't it? With with dignity and all that. It's yes.
I think it's a great competition. I think it's really good for the sport because we find out who's number one in the division. You know, you get all the champions going in there. The belts are swapping hands the whole time until we get down to that final one. But you can always guarantee when you get that final, like we saw against Taylor Prograis, like we saw against Donaire and Inoue, they put it on the line, man, and you get a great fight. And that was another classic, yeah.
Happy
Brilliant.
days. Now, listen, Donaire Inoue was on at, I think it's 12 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, wasn't it? Now, what sort of world are we living in, Spencer, when that is free to view?
It was Thursday afternoon, actually. 12
Was it
o'clock.
Thursday?
Thursday afternoon, yeah.
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 You sure?
Yeah, Thursday.
Thursday afternoon.
Yeah.
I've lost a day. There you go.
Yeah.
In New York. I've left that day
That's
in
what
New
I'm
York.
saying. You left that there.
Fucking, I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
But what sort of world are we living in, Spencer, when Donaire Inoue is free to view on a Thursday afternoon?
Yeah.
Thank you for that. And KSI, Logan Paul, is pay-per-view. What sort of world are we living in?
Well, listen, I'm glad you asked that because, this is the world. The times are changing, mate, and people recognise that the sport of boxing is getting as big as it has. KSI Logan Paul 1 was an event that we helped organise, the first one. We put it together. We went in
And the
there.
Joe Weller fight.
Yeah, and the Joe Weller fight. We went there not knowing what to expect. And what did we get? An incredible atmosphere of kids. They were all kids. You know, the demographic was totally different. They were 13, 14-year-old kids. And it was like, to explain it, it was like you'd been in a coma for like 20 years, come out, and you were surrounded by loads of famous people and you didn't know who they were. That's what it was like when we was in that arena. The kids were just going mad. But I just think it's just signs of a changing world that we're living in. I spoke to Adam Smith about this, actually, and it's interesting what Adam said to me. So Adam was obviously over there for the week. He didn't really know what to expect. And I said to him, how was LA, mate? What was the atmosphere like? Was there a good crowd there? And how did the box office sales go? Do you think there'll be more shows on YouTube? And Adam replied to me, crazy week, great atmosphere. Streaming numbers went through the roof. We embraced it. 2 novices having a punch up, but it was great fun. Who knows? We may do more. Certainly learned a lot more about the YouTube world. And he also said, Tyson Fury, who you've got on tonight, also knows about the entertainment and how that sells. And I sort of make him right into what he's saying. He says, listen, that these guys, look, if you're looking for boxing, if you're looking for quality boxing, you're not going to get it with these guys.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the fight was more or less a rerun of their first fight, wasn't it?
They hadn't improved at all. It was exactly the same.
Yeah.
It was exactly the same. And I think that KSI was lucky that the referee decided to give him as long a break in the 4th round when he went over, because he got hit with an uppercut. He went over and he sort of got clipped as he was going down but not down, and the referee jumped in and decided to take 2-point deduction off, which I've never heard before. He took 2 points off, which I thought was really harsh anyway, and then he gave him a load of time to recover. And by which time he was in a lot of trouble at that time. So, you know, Logan
I thought JJ KSI was, he looked gassed after a couple of rounds for
did.
my money, didn't he?
Yeah. But what he showed us there, though, was, look, you know, the result was the result, and a lot of people felt Logan won. A lot of people felt Logan was hard done by because of the knockdown, etc. KSI getting so much of a breather. But what KSI showed us was, in fact, after that tough time that he went through in the 4th round, he bit on his gum shield and showed a lot of guts and fucking determination and come back. So I think for entertainment value, it was good. If you're looking for boxing quality, it weren't there. Of course it weren't. It was like no better than the white collar fights that we put on. But for entertainment value, and I think it's sold, and that's what Adam was saying. He said you can't ignore that.
Well, listen,
you know, it's what's happening.
It's what you've always said, Spencer, isn't it? 2 donkeys make a great derby, and you know, I suppose in that sense, there's some entertainment in it because they're both fucking standing there throwing windmills.
Yeah.
Boxing, technically, ability, absolutely trash. I'm not sure how respectful the guys are to the sport in general. I think some of the talk and all that and the build-up about wanting to fight pros and sort of I'm going to knock league pro. For me, it just kind of it undermined the sport, and I think anyone in the boxing world has lost a lot of respect for them in that sense.
Yeah.
Because it just seems like they're coming in, cashing in, sort of trampling all over the sport and sort of, you know, giving it the big one. and sort of then they'll be off again. I mean, I've got no doubt that KSI will do it again. I think Sky will do it because there's money.
There's an appetite there, Jake, for it, and I think that there's a new market there. The kids are seeing it, and I saw an interview actually with Eddie Hearn afterwards saying, listen, the winner of this fight, I have had 3 big names in the entertainment world, whether that's singers, YouTubers, whoever that want to fight the winner of this fight. I think there's an appetite there, and that's the only reason there's an appetite there is because of where boxing is at the moment. Everyone wants to be a part of it, but I think what KSI and Logan Paul...
huge money there as well, isn't there?
But I think what they found out on Saturday night, which they didn't find out when we put on the event, because when we done it, they had bigger gloves and head guards on. What they found out on Saturday night was how tough it really is. And they both had to do it. So that's what's going to... Will they really want to go through that again? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see.
Listen, I don't mind them doing it. You know, as we organised the first couple of fights, then with Joe Weller and the first Logan Paul. You know, when it was white collar, you know, head guards, big gloves. I don't mind them doing it in principle. But what I do mind, I think, is them coming in and saying they're going to, they're going to start having professional fights and take on professional boxers. Listen, if either of them come against a professional boxer who's been training since a kid and is, you know, well schooled and and knows what they're doing, they are going to fucking demolish them. There's no two ways about that.
Well,
so don't come in there giving it the big one. They're going to get smashed up. Absolutely, they will get hurt, very seriously, badly hurt. And to try and sell the fight and sell it otherwise, for me, is very disrespectful to anyone who's been in the game for, you know, maybe 10, 15 years.
I think a lot of boxers
and maybe hasn't made any money.
Yeah.
You know, you're sitting there, you sort of, if I was a professional boxer, you know, just on, you know, trying to make my way and sort of looking at these guys coming in and sort of trampling over it all, I would be likewise very upset.
Yeah, listen, but I think on the flip side, there's other professional boxers that see that, like Billy Joe Saunders, who boxed on the undercard, like Devin Haney, the WBC lightweight champion who boxed on the undercard. They go, well, actually, there's a new little market there, and if we're getting well paid, which they did get well paid, I think the numbers that, you know, box office sale numbers that went through the roof, I think that they're thinking there's a new market there and we can capture a new audience. Whether that audience stays or not is another matter, and I think we'll only find that out in time. But I think it's time. There's a sign of changing times. Listen, I'm not against it, but you're right, Jake, as in you've got your YouTube boxing and you've got your professional boxing. Don't mix the two because it won't work.
Try and pretend that you can compete in any professional element. No. Because, all right, we'll go and have a professional fight then. Let's match them up properly.
Well, that's what I think they found out on Saturday night, stroke Sunday morning, by the way, is that actually how hard it actually is. Because, I mean, that they realise, hold on a minute, these punches hurt now. We've got little gloves on, we've got no head guards. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it takes off. But I think old Fast Car Eddie seemed to be quite pleased with himself, and I think that he may look into venturing into that world again. But whether they do it on I know Eddie Hearn's set up a YouTube channel now, and whether they do it on that as opposed to doing it...
Listen, we lost out, man. We've done the first couple of fights.
Where are we now?
Box.
Where are we now? Weren't even out there.
Still in his fucking
box.
Stuck
in the box, man.
Eddie, man, what's happening?
Come on, Eddie, give us a call. We're waiting.
Eddie, man, fucking...
Eddie, we're waiting.
Paved the way for this fight.
Boxing with the stars, man.
Shit. What's going on?
Give us a call.
Dear, oh dear.
Anyway.
Well... good luck to him. Listen, you mentioned Billy Joe Saunders on the undercard. I just got not the best performance by Billy, but before we get to that, he did a very funny little interview with someone there, and never fails to make me smile, Billy Joe.
A nice prediction there, a knockout prediction for Billy Joe Saunders, a whole new audience to introduce yourself to. If you could describe Billy Joe Saunders in one quick sentence, how would you do so?
A sexy motherfucker.
And if you could see the look on Billy Joe's face, he's grinning like a Cheshire cat.
Yeah,
he's very pleased with that answer, isn't he?
And if you see the look on the girl from DAZN's face, it's a very shocked look.
Sexy motherfucker.
Yeah,
listen, love Billy Joe. Big, massive Billy Joe fan.
Yeah.
He got the stoppage, didn't he, in round 10 against Marcelo Esteban.
Round 11, round 11.
Round 11, sorry.
Yeah.
What did I say?
Round 10.
Fuck yeah, I'm all over the place.
It's the heat, man. You've been travelling around.
11, shit.
Yeah.
It was not a knockout, but not the best performance.
No, it was a very flat performance from Billy Joe. But listen, every fighter's entitled to that. He struggled, styles make fights. He struggled with his opponent's style, but he showed what champions are made of, and he pulled out the knockout in the 11th round. Listen, a fight's a 12-round fight, and if he got the win. And he can now look forward to his calling out Canelo. the fight may happen. Billy Joe's one of those fighters, by the way, that raises his game to the caliber of opponent.
He does.
And, I think it was just a flat performance by Billy Joe. It's not the first time I've seen him flat, but he got the win. He got the job done, but he'll have to obviously box a lot better than that if he's going to challenge the likes of Canelo, but that's what he does. He steps it up and he puts in the performances. So, yeah, good win for him.
Happy days. I think he'll draw a line under that performance when he Spencer and move on.
Just move on.
If he gets the fight against Canelo, what an opportunity that would be.
It's a big ask and big opportunity. A lot of people think that he's got the styles to do it, and it'd be a hell of a fight. I know that.
I mean, if he fights, I think he has to fight how he fought against Lemieux, which for me still stands as one of the best performances of a British fighter on foreign soil. I thought that was an outstanding, disciplined, beautiful performance. Lemieux, as we know, is a super powerful guy, knockout power, and he just couldn't get anywhere near Billy Joe Saunders that night. So I think if Billy Joe can get anywhere near that kind of form again, you have to give him a little bit of a chance against Canelo.
You give him a chance, but the problem is that Lemieux...
he's always fancied that fight, Billy Joe, hasn't he?
Yeah, he wants to fight, obviously, because he's the cash cow, Canelo. He's the one that brings in the big bucks. Canelo's like fighting for the heavyweights. Every heavyweight wants to fight Anthony Joshua because you're getting well paid, man. Not only that, you also get the opportunity to become the kingpin, the number one. And that's the same with Canelo. He's the main guy, and you get that opportunity. The difference with Canelo, obviously, and Lemieux is that Canelo can fucking fight, man. He's like he's on another level. So it's a big ask for Billy Joe. But listen, it's a fight that I would love to see, and I know that he would perform if he got that opportunity. So let's hope that it happens.
Devin Haney also on the undercard.
Yeah, didn't look particularly great. Devin Haney got the win, unanimous decision, kept his WBC lightweight title. I've seen him a lot better. Didn't perform to the best of his ability, but listen, got the win, and there's other big fights out there for him as well. I think they were talking about Lomachenko and them sort of fights, and that's a great fight. He's only young, Devin Haney. I think he's only 20 years of age. So
he's got all ahead of him.
I've got it all ahead of him, yeah.
Happy days. We've got to mention as well this week, Spencer, Nicola Adams has announced her retirement from the ring.
Yeah, fantastic ambassador for the sport. Put women's boxing on the map. 2-time gold medalist, Olympic gold medalist, WBO world flyweight champion as well. Retired with an undefeated record. Got the draw last time out. Last couple of performances, she's looked pretty flat. She's looked like she's slightly on the decline, and got out at the right time. I'm really pleased. But she's really changed the face of women's boxing. She's put women's boxing on the map. She's been great for the sport, and she'll have a career outside of boxing. I'm sure she's a great character. We've had her on the podcast before, actually. You can go back and listen to that one with Nicola Adams. Lovely lady, and I think the timing was right, and I'm glad she got out when she did.
I think the problem was the last couple of years for me was she was quite inactive, wasn't she, Nicola? You're coming against fighters who are fighting sort of, on a regular basis. I think,
But I think, what was she, 36 years of age or something?
Yeah,
36 years of age.
It's hard, isn't it? Tough
to win Olympic gold medals 2 years consecutively, that means you've got an 8-year stint there. Do you know how hard the training is, doing those training camps, going on those England training courses, doing all these competitions like Worlds, Europeans? I mean, she's done it all, man, and she's like Commonwealth Games. It's the training takes its toll as well, and I think that was starting to become evident as we saw in those last couple of fights. And you're right, Jake, the inactivity as well sort of played its part, and I think she got out at the right time.
I think, wasn't there something with her eye as well? She was advised not to continue,
she said that she's been struggling with her vision and stuff as well. So the telltale signs were there, and I'm just glad she got out when she did.
Yeah, wish her all the best in retirement. Now we get to our new sponsor, Premier Punt.
Yes.
Now we're going to go and talk to Barry the Bookie.
Yeah, I think it's time to get old Barry the Bookie on and see what he's got to say.
Yeah.
See what he's going to bring to us in the forthcoming months. Really looking forward to this. Looking forward to working with old Bazza. And let's get him on the line and see what he's got to say.
He's a character, Barry, isn't he?
He's a big character.
And listen, if it goes well, he'll get his own theme tune, without a doubt.
Well, without a doubt, yeah.
And now is the time, I think, to see whether he can give us some free money. So if you're listening to this, fucking get ready.
Let's do it. Let's get him on. Barry, how are you, mate?
Hello,
Barry the Bookie. How are you?
Barry the Bookie!
all right, boys, how we doing?
All right, mate. All right. Our new Premier Punt partners. You're the governor. Tell us about it, mate. How did it all start?
Well, a couple of years ago, there was a fantasy brand called Premier Punt. They wanted some help in moving into the real game of sportsbook and casino. And they launched a couple of years ago. British owned, British run, based in London. Really good guys, and super excited to be involved with Pound for Pound. That's for sure. I know we've been talking for a little while, but this I've got some. A huge amount of positivity around this relationship. It's going to be absolutely awesome, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, listen, we love it, Barry, because it's obviously your company. You're going to be joining us from time to time when we've got big fights and specials and all that sort of stuff. So, super excited, mate.
Well, I wouldn't say it's my company. I'm involved in a heavyweight. Put it like that. But
absolutely. We like to think it's your company.
Yeah, you're one of the governors.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was actually close. I didn't think I was going to.
There ain't no tax man listening here, by the way. You're all right, mate.
You never know, mate. You've got so many listeners. You know, could be anybody.
No, there definitely is some tax men listening to this.
There is, mate. I can see the headlines in the paper now. Bury the bookie. Premier Punt.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, I actually didn't nearly make the show tonight because I've been at these new boxing classes, the new Dutch boxing. Have you seen that?
No.
What's that?
Yeah, it's a big craze from the weekend. It's called Windmill. Have you not seen it?
You're talking about the KSI fight, yeah?
yeah. Oh my, what a palaver that was.
Did you watch it? Did you pay for it, Barry?
No. Well,
yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
I paid for it, of course.
Did you see that 11,000 people watched it in the reflection of someone's glasses?
I saw that. Yeah. Now, it's funny.
It's funny. Barry was one of them.
Yeah. You don't.
That's right. I watched him in sunglasses.
We know you don't like spending your money, Bill. But that's taking the piss.
Do you know how much? Just out of interest, right? I was doing a bit of homework on KSI. Do you know how much he makes monthly just from one of his? He's got about 4 or 5 YouTube channels. How
much
a lot of money.
It's about 800 grand, isn't it?
$771,000 a month from his YouTube channel.
Wow.
Unbelievable. And he goes in the boxing ring and dutches his way through a few rounds.
Well, that's why we've started up our own YouTube channel now.
Absolutely, mate. I'm looking forward to getting involved, getting on the big screen with you boys.
That's it. Hope you got a nice sheepskin jacket and all that.
I have, mate. I got my John Motson special. Yeah.
So listen, Barry, you're essentially going to be giving money away at some point, aren't you?
Don't all bookies give money away?
No.
Oh, you're right. Actually, you know what? Because this has been a little while. We've been talking for a long time.
Yeah.
Lunches and et cetera, and we're so want to make this work. So we want to interact and engage with all of your punters, really.
Yeah,
all of your listeners and viewers eventually on YouTube. So what we're going to do, as a bit of a kind of Premier Punt special giveaway, we're giving a free $5. Just come on, just make sure you put in for the sign-up bonus, pound for pound, 4 FOR, not the number 4.
Yeah.
And the first 1,000 people to sign up get a free $5.
Shit.
Come in, have a go.
I'm getting on there now. What is it?
Yeah, what is that again, Bob? Pound for pound.
Go to premierpunt.com, and when you sign up, there's a little promotion code. You put in pound for pound, bosh, $5 is in your account, crack on. You can
Fuck me, I'm doing it now.
That's it. Just got it. Got it.
Texting all your uncles. Get on there, guys.
Listen, there's 998 fivers left, so get on there.
Yeah. That's brilliant news, mate. And we've got loads of specials coming up. There's so much going on in the boxing world before Christmas. We've got loads of specials coming up.
We'll go through them all.
We'll go through them all. We'll go through them all.
Yeah, we can if you want. Obviously, there's quite a few Tyson. We put a few Tyson Furies that I know you got him on tonight.
Yeah,
or had him on tonight. I'm not sure what part of the.
No, he's going to come after you, Barry. You're like the hors d'oeuvre.
Yeah.
I'm like the starter.
yeah.
Like the prawn cocktail. To Tyson steak.
That's it. Barry the boogie.
He's had a few of them in his time.
He has.
So a few of the Fury specials, just like we said, you know what? I spoke to Peter today, our trader, and Peter's going, what can we do special for these guys? And I said, look, they got Fury on tonight. It's obviously, he's a big name, big guy. We want to do something a little bit different. So what we've said is, if Tyson Fury holds all 4 world title belts, which is WBA, Super WBC, WBO or IBF, any 4, before the 1st of Jan 2021, we're giving you 4-1.
Wow, that's a big bet.
I think that's very generous, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because
it's
you know,
doable,
who knows what's going to happen during the Ruiz Joshua fight? That could go anyway. Look, that's one of them. The funny one that we've done is Tyson Fury to win the WWE Royal Rumble 2020. That's at 35-1. No, it's not boxing, but I thought it might be.
It's worth a punt. He just done it out in Saudi, didn't he?
He did, mate. And I tell you what, they're saying that it went down really well because the Yanks absolutely adore him, don't they?
Yeah, superstar at the moment, isn't he? Like what he's doing marketing-wise.
He's a marketing genius.
Smashing it.
Well, given he's had a bit of a rocky road up to now. I'm not the boxing expert like you guys. I'll leave this down to you. But given the kind of up and down career he's had, retiring, coming back, all of the issues and stuff. What an amazing turnaround, and he's done really well for himself. There's no doubt about it.
He has, mate. He has, and looking forward to that fight. He's got Deontay Wilder, February 22nd. We get some big bets off you, Barry the bookie, and there's some massive bets coming up in the forthcoming weeks, and we'll be catching up with you, Barry, in those weeks, and you'll be taking us through them all.
I hope so, mate. Yeah, that's the plan. Let's get a few of your listeners and viewers signed up. And by the way, this $5, you can spend it on you want. If you fancy go on the slots or you want to have a bet on the football, it's not just a boxing bet.
I like that. I like that.
Spend it any way you want.
I might have a little spin on the old Red 32.
Why not, indeed?
Why not? All right, brilliant. So just give us that one more time before we go, Bow. How do we get that? So we go on premierpunt.com.
Premierpunt.com. Now, when you sign up, you do your standard name, address, date of birth, make sure you're over 18, etc., etc. Now, down the bottom of the sign up, there's it says sign up code or promotion code. All you need to do is put in pound for pound. That's it. And you'll be linked to you guys. And which is a nice thing because we can interact and doing specials for your particular listeners, which is great.
Brilliant.
And you get on. There'll be a $5 in your account, and away you go.
And you can bet on whatever you want. It don't have to be boxing.
No, you can bet football, boxing, rugby, slots, roulette, whatever you want.
Listen, I've got to tell you, Barry, that is a great deal. So if you're listening to this now, you're in the car or you're like having a jog or something, pull over, stop, get that done, and there you go. You have £5 in your pockets.
Premierpunt.com. Get on it.
I know this goes out on Wednesday, but I would imagine, free money is not usually hard to give away. So I imagine, but if you're listening to this on Thursday, you could give it a go, but I'd imagine the first 1,000 will go super quick. Well, look, we might even do it next week. We'll see how well it's.
Yeah, Barry the bookie.
Listen, Barry, we're working on your theme tune at the moment, so give us a couple of weeks. We'll get that sorted out.
I hope it's in tune with the rest of the pound for pound angle.
Well, it will be. I'm thinking about it already, and it'd be somewhere like something like Only Fools and Horses sort of theme tune. I think that sort of slots in well with you.
I knew you was going to say that, like I'm some Barra Street Del Boy. Thank you.
Brilliant.
Barry, listen, welcome on board, mate. We're really honoured to be your new partner, and let's hope we can be hugely successful for each other. And
mate,
look forward.
Absolutely, this is going to be exactly that. I would echo exactly what you said, and as I say, so excited about the weeks coming and the months coming ahead because it's going to really work. You guys are fantastic.
Brilliant.
And, your podcast's only going one way, which is brilliant.
Beautiful God bless stuff. You, mate. Brilliant, Bal. All right, mate. Look forward to working with you and speak to you again next week.
All right, boys. Great show.
Cheers, Barry.
Week.
Cheers, mate.
Take care.
Bye, mate. Bye.
See you later.
Lovely. A big thank you to Barry from Premier Punt for coming on the show. I've got my free £5.
Yeah, same as that, mate. I'm straight on it. Premierpunt.com. Yeah, go to the old pound for pound specials and away you go. £5 in your pocket.
£5, man. And he said he might do it next week.
I told you, I'm putting it on 32 red.
It's good, isn't it? Because he's like the direct man, isn't he? He's going to give us, whatever Barry wants to do, he's going to do.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Happy days.
Yeah, brilliant.
Now we should get to our guest this week. We're really excited to have him on. I think this is the third time we've had Mr. Tyson Fury on the podcast. He's a big supporter of the podcast, big friend of ours, and we're just delighted to have him on. He's a very, very busy man at the moment, running here and there, sorting everything out. We'll ask him what he's up to. But what a privilege to have
I can't believe we
Mr.
got him
Fury.
on, if I'm honest. When you text me and said, yeah, Spence, we've got Tyson on. I was like, fucking hell, well done, Jake, because I know how busy he is and I know what his schedule is and I know what he's got. And he's the last person that I would have expected to get on the podcast like we are now. So, yeah, I'm privileged to get him on and let's see what he's up to.
Cool, let's do it. Tyson, how are you?
I'm good.
Are you busy?
No.
Oh, that's good. I mean, in general.
General, never stop.
Yeah, looks that way. I mean, I've been busy recording your book, Tyson, this week, and yeah, real pleasure, mate, to have done it, and a great read. I've got to tell you, I think the fans are going to love it. It's a great story, and I couldn't believe you wrote it all yourself, didn't you? You didn't have anyone helping you with it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
What was that? That's got to be hard work, isn't it?
Well, no, I had a ghostwriter.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I didn't write that. I couldn't spell 3 words.
I was going to say, sit down and write a
string
book.
a paragraph together.
That's not true. Fuck you know.
That's brilliant.
I'm a good talker.
Yeah.
But I'm not a good writer and reader and speller and all that.
Yeah. So what was the process? Did you sit down and talk with him and he was writing it all out and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The process was, he recorded it all. We'd meet for hours at a time.
Yeah.
And he'd record it all down.
Yeah.
And put it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, you have been busy. You've been out. You had a fight out in Saudi, WWE. I mean, tell us a little bit about that. How did that come about?
Well, I was minding my own business, sat at home one night after the fight, about a week after the fight, and I get a phone call from a fellow that I know who's organising bits and pieces for me, and he said, "You want to fight in the WWE?" He being a lifelong fan of WWE, I didn't have to think about it too long. I said, "Yeah, 100%."
Crazy.
And he said, "Right, the thing is though, you got to fly tomorrow morning at 7 in the morning." I said to the wife, I said, "Right, I'm flying in the morning, 7 o'clock, get ready." It was about 6, 7 o'clock on the night before.
Yeah.
So we jumped on the plane the next morning and flew to LA.
Wow.
What? So you literally found out about this fight, this WWE wrestling match, the night before you flew out?
Yeah, I flew out the night before.
Wow, that's incredible. And how was it anyway? How did you find the experience?
It was a great experience. It was everything I expected and more.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It was really good, you know. It was, there's not many people can say, "Oh, I fought in the WWE as well as boxing and everything else."
Yeah, you certainly are.
And it was probably something as well because he's a massive wrestling fan. And for him to go there, meet all the wrestlers and go backstage and all, that's every child's dream, isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, in terms of doing something that your kids are going to be proud of, that's going to be high up on the list, isn't it? Dad going off to fight in the WWE. I mean, it's pretty impressive, that.
100%. I've been a lifelong fan of it myself.
Yeah.
It was great for me. I went and met Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair and Triple H and Vince McMahon. So yeah, it was definitely a box ticked for me, for sure.
And what was the experience like out in Saudi? I mean, they seem to be dipping their toe in the water now, doing all these different events. We've got obviously AJ and Ruiz coming up, which we'll chat to you a little bit about. But, I mean, what was the experience like out there in Saudi? Was it good?
It was an amazing place, to be fair. I can't say nothing bad about the place. They treated me like a king. And anything I wanted, they delivered. So there was great people, great people to work with. You know, going there, I didn't know what to expect, really. But when I got there, I realised that it was a nice place and they're spending a lot of money on making it safe for tourists.
Yeah, we spoke to George Groves, who fought out there, and he said the same. He said he didn't know what to expect, but when he got out there, he said it was perfect. They done it. They really put a good show on.
The only shit thing about it was after every fight, I like to have a couple of beers.
Yeah,
and I couldn't.
And you know you can't have something and you want it.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they say no, you fucking want it even more, didn't you?
It brought me in some non-alcoholic Budweiser. I was like, please.
Really? So what, is there literally no alcohol in Saudi at all?
Because you're going soon, isn't it? Yeah.
Because I'm going out there for the fight. I'm working out there for the Joshua Ruiz fight. And
it's not legal anyway, not legally.
Listen, the thought of not having a drink for a week's scaring me, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. You're fine. Listen, mate. You also got you got a single with Robbie Williams out, haven't you? Or what's happening with that, Tyson?
Yeah, it's coming out this month.
Fucking hell! How did that come about?
Robbie was at my fight in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And he said, "Look, you're a bit of a singer." He said, "Would you like to do a Christmas song with me?" I said, "Yeah, 100%." Again, I didn't have a long time to think about it.
Yeah.
I obviously just said yes because, again, massive fan of Robbie Williams and legend in the game. So,
yeah.
So what's the song called?
The song's called Bad Sharon, and it's unbelievably catchy.
Really? Can you give us a line from the song?
You'll have to wait for it to come out.
Nice try. Spencer was like, "I'm going to get him to sing it." I said, "Don't." I said, "Tyson ain't going to fucking sing it."
I thought you'd give us. I know you like singing. I've seen. As you know what I really. Do you know what I really love, Tyson? There's a clip on YouTube of you, and there was a kid outside a supermarket or an Iceland's type place.
Oh, I saw. He's busking.
He was busking, and you went up and sung with him, and I thought that was legendary. You made that kid's life.
Yeah, I remember it was in a town centre in Stevenage.
Oh, is that where it was, Stephen? It's not far from us.
Yeah, it was where Billy Joe was fighting at the football ground there.
Yeah, we were at that fight.
Went Fernando's afterwards.
Mm.
And there was a kid in the street singing, so I went up and joined him.
Yeah, it's beautiful. If anyone hasn't seen that, get online, have a look at that. And as you say, Spencer, that geezer just looks so made up, mate.
That's why I thought that I'd be able to get a line or so out of you. After I saw that, I thought, yeah, he'll sing a line from his new song.
100%.
And listen, Tyson, this week as well, there's a clip of you training with Darren Till, MMA, UFC. How serious are you about that? What's the likelihood we'll see you in the cage at some point?
I'm very serious about it. Tyson Fury has taken over all contact sports.
Wow.
Whether it's boxing, kickboxing, MMA, wrestling, I'm taking over because I'm athletic enough to do it.
Yeah.
I'm a big, aggressive man, and I love fighting. So when I'm done with the boxing, a couple more fights left on my contract. I'm going to go smash all MMA men up.
Yeah. Well, so literally, you're going to have those couple of fights. Once your contract's up, you're going to come out of boxing and do something else.
I'm going to go into MMA, yeah.
Wow.
I'd imagine as well with them 4-ounce gloves on, it's quite a different feel in it when you clip someone.
Yeah, I'm using the kicks and the knees and the elbows just up my street, really.
But you've definitely got height on your advantage as well in that respect, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm big and tall and rangy. There's no one in that division can match my athleticism or anything, really. What? All the guy do is grab me and take me to the floor. But once you learn takedown defences, that's almost impossible.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I saw some of those knees that you was giving Darren. I saw some of the clips. I mean, he done well to take those with the pads as well. I mean, you're probably getting your weight into those, wouldn't you?
Yeah, he was saying they were very powerful shots and that.
Yeah, they look like it.
When it's holding the pads, saying he's all his arm afterwards. So yeah, it was getting me to use the elbow and do some real damage.
Wow.
Still got at least another year left on boxing, maybe another 2, who knows.
Yeah, how many fights have you got left? Sorry, Tyson, of the
I've got
contract.
3 more fights left on my contract.
And who do you see them being against? So Wilder, hopefully, as long as he comes through Ortiz will be in February.
Yeah.
And then the next 2 after that, who ideally would you want to fight?
Well, if it's a good fight, the second fight between me and Wilder, then we'll probably have a trilogy. Because all good errors have good trilogies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then so that's 2, and then whoever else then.
Whoever else comes out. I mean, we've got this AJ Ruiz return coming up. How do you see that one going? And would you fight the winner of it?
I would fight the winner of it, but it all depends on when.
Right.
And where. How do you see it going? Heavyweight boxing, you can never ever pick a winner. Because You can be 25 rounds ahead and bam, see you later.
Yeah, sure.
Well, look what happened last time. Nobody gave Ruiz a chance last time, only me.
Mm.
And he flattened him. So, it might be a return. It might be equal it out. Will they have a rubber match? It'll be if he wins, it'll be 1-1. Then they'll have to go for a third one. So, some good fights coming up.
Sure.
Yeah.
But you don't take one fight at a time, can't you? Me looking forward into the future and trying to plan my life out. If I get flattened by Wilder in one round, then I doubt there'll be a rubber match.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You can't look beyond your sort of next sort of challenge. And then, have you got an ITV documentary crew following you around at the moment, Tyson, as well?
No, we're finished now.
Oh, have you done? Yeah.
Yeah, we're finished. They followed me around for about 6 months.
How was that?
It was all right. It was one of those things where I wanted to let the public get to see the real me behind the scenes, not just a boxer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or not just something you might see on social media or in an interview.
And
like
that's
real home life and all that.
And ITV is mass, isn't it? I mean, you're getting into every home in the UK, then, aren't you? So it's
it's every home in the UK. It's not like ITVB or ITV4 or 2 or something. It's the main channel, so it's a good opportunity to get out there and let the people really get to know you better, rather than as a sportsman, rather than as like a person at home and that.
Have you seen any of that back yet, Tyson? Or
I've not seen any of it back yet, no, because they've not final edited it. So when they put it all together, then I've got to watch it all and approve it.
Yeah, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. When are they talking about putting that out? When can we hope to see that?
Well, they were supposed to start it in December, the first episode, but now they're going to put it out in January.
Perfect. Right. Well, that's when everyone's indoors anyway. Everyone's like fat as pigs, aren't they, after Christmas? They're just sitting on the sofa. I think that'd be ideal timing, that.
Yeah, so it's been a busy year really for me, hasn't it? I've had 2 big fights in Las Vegas. The ITV documentary filming, the book launch, the single with Robbie Williams,
WWE,
Crown Jewel, Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I think 2019 has definitely been one of the best years of my life.
Wow.
For sure.
And I think looking from the outside, Tyson, and knowing a little bit about you and having read the book and all that, it seems to me you're sort of in the best place we've seen you really in recent years, the happiest, the most sort of level, the most content. Would you say that was right?
I'd say that's 100% accurate, because I don't ever remember being as mentally well as I am now.
Wow.
Before, like, all the way through my career, I've been up and down. I've been like an emotional roller coaster, really. But now I feel more mentally sound and physically sound than I've ever done.
Wow.
And I put it all down to that breakdown I had a couple of years ago there. I really do believe that without that I'd still be struggling. And sometimes you have to get broke to get fixed again. And I do believe it's helped me in a big, big way.
Wow.
You've got to be a really strong character to come through what you come through, though, because it's like, when you get as low as what you got, I think to pull yourself through that shows, that's testament to yourself and how strong a character you really are.
It was hard. It was a hard battle, and the battle will never stop, because with mental health, it doesn't just go away. It's there forever, and it'll come and go. And I know it's a part of me, it's a part of my life, but it's probably the reason I am the man I am today through all them problems.
Yeah,
it's been good. I wouldn't change anything.
Really, that's good.
I wouldn't change anything, because I wouldn't be the person I am today without it. And I'm happy that I've been through it and I've come out the other side in one piece. And it's all been a fairy tale story and ending to me, because where I started from and then how my life and career panned out, and all the breaks and all the time off and in between fights and years out the ring, and then coming back, losing all the weight, signing the big deal in America and fighting the big fights and all that. It really has been a fairy tale ending to my career. And now I'm on my last 2 fights for my contract. It's like it's been a career well worth it for me, because there were long periods of time when I didn't think I was going to get any big fights, and the world title wasn't happening. 4 world title eliminators before I finally got Vladimir Klitschko, and the obstacles I've had to overcome to get there has been enormous. To go to like Germany to fight Klitschko, to go to LA to fight Wilder, to Saudi Arabia to fight Braun Strowman. It's become like, I am the Gypsy King, but I've become a travelling circus as well, haven't I?
Yeah, you seem to have dipped your toe into everything, like you say, in 2019. It's going to be interesting what 2020 brings you, and even after your boxing career, I can definitely see a film being made. And would you go into acting yourself, Tyson? It's probably the only thing you haven't done.
I had a part in a movie, believe it or not, years ago.
Right.
A small part. But to be fair and brutally honest, after I finish with me boxing as a fighter, I don't think I'm going to be going into movies and stuff like that.
Right.
Practically because I just want to spend time with my family after I finish. I've been away so long.
Yeah.
And it's been such a hard battle with the training all the time, being abroad and whatever else. And it'll be nice just to get some quality time with the family and not have to worry about going away for another 2 months in a minute and all that. But I'd like to also manage fighters as well and steer young prospects for the future.
Wow.
So you will stay involved with the sport in some capacity, whether that's managing, training, or whatever.
I'll never be a trainer, that's for sure.
Right.
I won't ever be a boxing trainer.
Okay.
I've got a good idea about managing them, and I've been through it all myself. So, yeah, I'd like to help young fighters when I'm done with boxing. And obviously, I'm a good talker, so I don't know a lot about boxing, so I'll probably do commentary like that. I don't know. I don't know, but there's a lot of opportunities out there for a man who wants to do something. You know what I mean? A man who knows what he's talking about in the game as well. So, yeah, who knows?
Yeah, definitely.
I think you're almost in a position now, Tyson, where you can pick and choose anyway. So if you wanted a year out, you could take that, and if you wanted to keep involved in the sport, you can choose to do that. I think it will be entirely up to you what you do beyond your boxing career. So what a lovely position to be
we're
in.
nowhere near that yet. Anyway, plenty of time left and plenty of life left in this old dog.
So do you see yourself fighting beyond those 3 fights you've got left, Tyson? Or do you think that will be it for you in the ring?
How many fights does one man need? You know, it's like I probably continue. I'm only 31, so another year I'll be 32. That's when I'll have my fights finished. I aim to have 3 fights in 2020 and see it out, close with a bang. But who knows after that? You never can tell, can you?
Yeah.
You never can see the future really. But what more would I have to prove? Just keep fighting all the time until you get severely hurt or until you get knocked out. I don't know what the end game is.
Yeah, I was going to... Yeah, sorry,
when I started boxing.
Yeah, I was going to...
Obviously, like as a young fighter, you want to become heavyweight champion of the world and all that. But I started off and I said, if I can earn myself a house out of boxing, I'll be very happy, because a lot of boxers don't make anything out of boxing after they're finished. They have to go back to work doing the normal job when they started.
Yeah.
So I earned my house, so I'm happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a great outlook, Tyson. I think it's.
And along the way, I also won everything there is to win in the game. So
yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's like to achieve the winning the world heavyweight title, being the lineal champion is like that's the pinnacle of sport, not just boxing. It's like the biggest thing you can achieve. And you're right, Tyson. You're coming up. You said you're going to be 32 next year. You got 3 more fights on your contract. And you do get to a stage where, health is wealth, and you get to a stage where you go, look, you got your family, you've achieved everything you wanted to achieve. And yeah, so it's difficult to see beyond that, but I can't wait to see the next 3 fights, mate. Really looking forward to that.
It's going to be very explosive. There's quite a lot of names out there to fight, all big names, big punchers and exciting fights. And listen, we're going to be putting it on the line because the last 3 fights in my contract, shit or bust. Let's go. I've got nothing to lose, and I've got nothing to prove.
Yeah.
I proved it all in the past, and I've got nothing to lose because I enjoy what I do. It's about putting on good fights in it and being involved in them. That's what it is.
Listen, Tyson,
that's what I aim to do over the next year or so.
Listen, there's always excitement when you step through the ropes, mate. Even the fight with Otto Wallin, although obviously it wasn't the way it was planned out to be. I mean, there's excitement for maybe not the right reasons, but yeah, there's always some drama when you step through the ropes, mate.
Yeah, listen, I enjoyed it. I loved that cut. It was amazing. It was an amazing feeling. The blood squirting out everywhere.
That was one of the worst cuts I've ever seen.
It was a bad cut, and I'm glad it happened to me, because it wouldn't have been a Gypsy King fight on Independence Day without a lot of blood, would it? And drama.
Yeah, fucking hell, there was a lot of blood as well, wasn't it?
I was really happy, actually. Listen, it's a cut. I'm a fighting man. You can't go swimming and not get wet.
Yeah.
And cuts are a part of this business.
Yeah. Listen, how's the cut healing, Tyson?
It seems to be healing up all right, but I've not took any punches on it. It probably opened up with one jab, wouldn't it, when Wilder...
Well, there's always that, isn't there?
There is. I think once you get bad cuts like that, they never go back to how they was beforehand.
Yeah, that's it.
But at the end of the day, what are you going to do? We're not going to cry over spilt milk. It's happened, done it. That's it.
It's a great attitude to have. So, you sort of know that that's a vulnerability of yours now, but it's not something that's really going to hold you back or bother you.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to hold me back or bother me, because if I get caught, I get caught. I deal with it. Like I did last time. I went 12 rounds with a massive cut.
Yeah, brilliant.
And that's it, really.
Yeah, happy days.
Brilliant.
Well, listen, Tyson, thanks so much for your time, mate. When's the book out? It's out soon, isn't it?
15th of November.
Beautiful. So you can pre-order that now on Amazon and all that. I'm doing the audio book. We played a little clip of it on the podcast tonight, and we've heard your little intro as well. So it's quality stuff.
Yeah, brilliant stuff, mate. Brilliant
stuff.
All
the best, boys, and thanks for having me on. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, Tyson, it's always a pleasure having you on, and it's good luck with the future, mate. Looking forward to seeing you back in the ring soon, and best of luck with everything. Thanks so much.
Cheers, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Cheers, Tyson. Bye-bye. Brilliant, and a big thank you once again to Mr. Tyson Fury for joining us on the show. I love Tyson. He's always good value, isn't he? I think entertainment-wise in the ring, and I think whenever we've had him on the podcast, Spence, he's always open. He's always honest. You feel like you can ask him any question, and you'll always get a straight answer with him, won't you?
Yeah, he sort of warms into it, doesn't he? He starts off, he's a little bit, reserved, and he's a little bit, and then he just warms into it, man. That's the character he is. He's just a great guy. He opened up totally about, his issues that he's had before with his mental health. I loved all that you touched upon, and how he's turned his career around, how he's got to the best place of his life right now. What he's doing is incredible. WWE, he's doing this, he's doing that. And I just love the guy. I think he's just a guy that sort of says it as it is. There's nothing held back. He's a totally honest guy, and he's genuine. Do you know what I mean? There's no fakeness about it, is there?
Well, he's lives a life, isn't he? He's sort of, but it's all been out there, isn't it? And I think he's he's so open and honest about talking what he's been through, and I think especially.
But what I'm saying is nothing scripted. It's all just it's off the cuff. He's not thought about it. He just and he says it there in a couple of the interviews when he says, when I got the phone call for WWE, I didn't have time to think about it. That's pretty much what he's like. When he hasn't got time to think about things, he's at his best. He's just brilliant. Yeah, I love it.
And I'm such a privileged position to have read the book already. And let me tell you guys, you're going to love the book. It's out the 14th of November. Tyson Fury, Behind the Mask. He goes into real depth about his whole life, everything he's been through. It's inspirational. It's funny. It's just a great story, and I think you're really going to enjoy reading it. Yeah, you can either read it or get me doing the audio book. So what a privilege, man. It's great.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Happy days.
Happy days.
Listen, we've got some great guests in the next couple of weeks, Spence, haven't we? I mentioned earlier we've got Callie Sauerland. Yeah. I think in 2 weeks.
2 weeks' time.
Next week we've got Mr. Peter.
Oh, yes, Mr. Peter Fury.
Peter Fury
next week.
Sticking with the Fury family.
Yeah, sticking with the Fury family. Then we've got Callie Sauerland. Then we've got Adam Booth.
Listen, these guests are just getting better and better. Yeah. So, stick with us. We appreciate your support. And, if you want to give us any feedback, go to @PoundPodcast on the Twitter or the Instagram. You can give us a review on the Apple podcast app thing.
Yes.
They're always good. Some of them reviews, mate, are fucking cracking.
They're brilliant.
Good, aren't they?
Brilliant, yeah. I don't read the shit ones, but the brilliant ones. Yeah, I love it. Excellent.
And, appreciate your support over the last 100 episodes. Obviously we had a week off last week. I hope you didn't miss us too much, but we're back now. And
we are back.
Listen, we're going to do at least another 100 without a break, aren't we? So
100%.
So don't worry. We'll be there every Wednesday morning, 7 a.m. Happy days. Good to be back, Spencer.
Yeah, fucking brilliant to be back.
Pound for Pound is a Boxing with the Stars limited production, sponsored by Premier Punt. Created by Ross Siegel. Produced by Spencer Oliver, Jake Wood, Ross Siegel and Alex Siegel. Music by Keith Atack. Graphics by Lolly Edwards. All the music on this podcast is written by Mr. Ricky Wilde. This podcast is edited by Zach Brown. I'm fucking all over the place. This podcast is edited by Zach Brown. And what else? Did I say graphics by Lolly Edwards?
Yeah, done all that. Done all that.
Yeah. Hosted by Acast. There you go. Fucking hell. I'm fucking.
Yeah, you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Pound Podcast.
Thank you, Spencer, to get to me to the end.
Yeah, I've got to tell you though, before we go, it is like 110 degrees in here. We have been in here a while. You've been travelling a lot. You've just got back
Well, I
from
think it's
New
the
York.
first one back as well. We're a bit like all over the place.
Bit rusty.
A little bit rusty.
Yeah. We're going to get back into the swing of things fast.
I think we're back.
We're back.
See you next week.